Hermod is one of Runescape's two newest bosses. Killing him is required to upgrade your regular Necromancy gear into tier 70 plus power gear. He's not a difficult boss, but a truly AFK rotation is hard to find because he summons two minions 50 seconds into the fight and becomes immune to damage until they die. The current PvMe AFK setup aims to kill the boss before 50 seconds, so you never need to worry about the mechanic. But it's not possible at lower levels. We can do better. I have 3 rotations I'm going to go over. The first 2 require the Necromancy Zut cape. I have a video on getting that cape, which you've probably already seen if you're subscribed. The last rotation doesn't require the cape and performs almost as well as the first 2. For this guide, I'm assuming you have level 80 Necromancy with level 80 weapons and tier 60 or 70 armor. Also, you'll need the highlighted unlocks on your talent tree. The second 2 rotations should work without the top tier talent unlocks, but kills will be a lot messier. Here's the full high level setup. We're using a poison build to help augment our damage. That means I have a Blood Reaver familiar, Soul Split Prayer, and the Vampirism Aura. Then I wear Cinderbanes, drink a Weapon Poison +++, and use Quorum Incense Sticks to increase damage. Besides that, I have Ectoplasm for Skeleton Conjures, Elder Overload Salves for damage and prayer renewal, Potion Reservoirs to sip my overload for me, and an Elven Ritual Shard with Powder of Penance to completely sustain prayer. Then I have note paper for crystal keys, a spring cleaner for drops, and then drop placeholders. For my gear, I have a set of Death Dealer robes. Every time you get a plate drop, upgrade one of your armor pieces to Death Dealer and put it into the rotation. For the high level setup, I strongly encourage at least 3 pieces, ideally 4. You should stick with the mid-level setup before then. Then I have a Necromancy cape, a Book of Wen, and a Reaver's Ring. Hermod is an undead creature. That means the Enchanted Salve amulet works on him. Make sure to use this amulet. Similarly, for my perks, I have Undead Slayer Biting 2. This is a really cheap perk to make and is a great budget choice for many of you. Besides that, I just have Crackling 4 and Absorbative on the armor. I don't use any adrenaline-giving perks as it can throw off rotations, but I do have Persistent Rage, Fury of the Smalls, and Conservation of Energy for my relic setup. I also have the passive Ring of Vigor effect. You need these for the first 2 rotations to work. It's not required for the last one. Finally, here's the action bar I use. I'm level 95 Necromancy in all of these clips. I didn't upgrade past tier 80 weapons to try and keep it useful for you all, but be aware you may deal less damage than me. The bar is designed to kill the boss under 50 seconds most of the time when Deathmark applies, and even sometimes when it doesn't. There will be some kills where you don't kill it before minions spawn. On these kills, the Spectral Scythe will usually go off immediately 3 times in a row to clear the minions. If it's not working for you, I suggest going to the next rotation. The mid-level setup has the exact same gear loadout as the first one. Obviously, you can downgrade gear as required. The perk of this rotation is it works well before you have any Death Dealer armor. It's also more consistent and safe for killing the minions if you have lower damage output. It's the same bar as the other rotation, except we add Blood Siphon at the start. This causes it to go off exactly when the minions spawn, healing you and getting their initial health down. Then a Spectral Scythe Hurricane clears them for you. The low-level setup uses the same gear loadout. You can take all the poison components out, swap the Book of Wen to an ancient book, and more changes like that. The downside is that will drop your kill times, possibly hurting survivability. You don't need a Zut cape for this rotation, but you will need the level 80 talent tree upgrades ideally. Again, you could take them off, but it's probably going to hurt your kill times a lot. Here's the rotation I use. It's incredibly consistent for kills and dealing with minions. It may even outperform the mid-level setup depending on what Jagex does to Death Skulls soon. Thanks for watching this far. I'd appreciate it if you liked the video and share it with others. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.